Ohio gozaimasu! I'm Craze.
I'm Witchy.
I'm Migi.
And welcome to
We
be
Simpin. Episode 16? I say that because I have no idea.
Or I don't know either. I could also be paying attention to these numbers, but I refuse.
I lose track after a certain amount of numbers. And after I get past 10 fingers, that's it for me.
Maybe we should just say, welcome to this episode.
It will be in the title.
Don't try to state a number.
Otherwise, I'll just...
And welcome to episode, and then you just use like a robo voice to fill in the number.
That's what I did for episode 13, because I accidentally said episode 12. So I just put Microsoft Sam on top of my voice saying 13. But it's good to be here. We already introduced each other, but we're all here talking about anime, all things anime, all things weebish, all things otaku.
As we do.
All things we be simping.
Well, we be simping about a lot of things today. So we'll get into that. But how's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
It's
good.
Labor Day weekend for us at the time of the recording, so I have a 3-day weekend, so this is nice. But should we get in, unless we have anything else to say, should we get into our...
Yeah, no, I think it's time for the Weebly update.
All right.
Well, I mean, me and Witchley's are kind of the same, because we've been doing stuff together with it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's start to Migi first.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do me first? Okay.
Yeah. Spice it up a bit.
Alright, let me think of all the weeb things I've been doing this week. Well, I've continued to keep up and keep watching ReZero. I've only got a few, maybe 7 or less episodes left of season 3 to watch, and then I will be all caught up.
What are you thinking of it, by the way?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I forgot you've been watching season 3, yeah, and we haven't talked since season 2 when you were like midway through, so I just wanted to know.
I do have to say, I think season 3 is better.
It's so much better with all especially the fights. Oh my god, they were like fights I've been
great.
dying for.
Yeah.
And we get that. They like appease us.
Yeah, so. And specifically Mealy has been so good at fighting.
I know,
doing so much like clever, cool shit. It's like, ooh, she made ice skates on her feet.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, this season I really loved Amelia more.
She got to punch the shit out of Greed.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved what they've done with her. I think I love her way more. I used to not like her as much in the last 2 seasons, but I feel like they really fleshed her out at the end of season 2.
I started loving her long before you did.
I was just a Rem stand, okay? I love Rem. I think Rem should be with Subaru, but, you know, whatever the heart wants, he wants. You know,
childhood me would think that you would be happy she's not with Subaru because that means she could be with you. That was my thinking as a child, was I didn't want the fictional character that I liked to be with anybody, because then they can't be with me.
I thought very similarly. So I had to be like, no, if they're not with that particular person, then they can't be with anybody. Because it just didn't work. But if they're not real, if they started off not being with anybody and whatnot, then I'm like, yeah, they're mine now.
See, I don't have that mindset because obviously they're not real to me.
Yeah, so they're not actually real. You can imagine whatever you want.
Exactly.
I'm more in the ship stand, you know, where like I ship them with somebody in the franchise more than myself.
I ship them with me.
I could do that, but I'm like, no, I like their chemistry, Subaru and Ren working together and their banter.
It was
they do have good chemistry.
Very cute.
And it sucks that they don't get to be together because he loves somebody else, and it just sucks because she has to just kind of love somebody, you know, and not get the same kind of thing in return. And I'm like, oh.
It also sucks that Rem doesn't really get to be in. She's like barely in season 2, and she's not in season 3 because of her situation.
There are some reasons behind that, obviously.
I know there's reasons, but I'm just saying it's kind of sad if you're a Rem lover and she's just not there.
It seems like season 4, which they have already confirmed for next year, 2026, is that there's Rem's coming. Well, I mean, not coming back, but it looks like there's going to be some things
So
to
actually-
point towards that.
Nice.
So I'm really excited for season
Yeah.
4. So I'm glad you're catching up on it, and I'm glad you're loving season 3. Season 3, again, I think we've already said it previously on a different podcast, but I really love season 3. It's by far my favorite of all the seasons so far. So I'll see.
It is quite great.
And you're getting into the counterattack arc, I think now.
I
or at least
am.
you're
I'm liking Priscilla, which is amazing.
I know.
Like she's so mean at first, and you're like, oh my god, I kind of hate this lady. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't actually really hate her. I thought she was just kind of interesting because she's not doing anything to me, so I don't know. But, but then then it's like, oh shit, she got some good in her. Oh,
I know.
You
I actually fell in love with Priscilla this season just because of like more interaction with her, and yeah, she was such a bee. In the previous
let's
season.
also be honest, Crazed. You're a little bit of a sub. You like the strong lady.
I kind of do. I like some authority.
Authority.
I like powerful women. I'm sorry. Actually, I won't apologize for that. I love powerful
don't
women.
apologize for
Yeah,
that.
don't be
Yeah,
nice.
no, that's the way it should be. More women would be powerful that way.
I love Dami
Encourage
Mommies. Okay, I'm just saying it. Okay, because I fell in love with Makima, but then I was fooled, and then now I got Priscilla in my core right now, and I'm like, ooh. And now I just want to figure, and
I've been keeping an eye out.
there's only one figure of her, and it's not even my favorite. Like, I want her in her dress.
Yeah.
I want her with a sword in hand. That sword. You know the sword
her
I'm talking.
fancy red sword. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, just give me that.
They
Just give
better
me.
make it.
Get on
Of
it.
course, having a figure of her, for example, sitting on a throne with her fan over her face would also be great.
That too.
With like that smirk she has.
Yeah.
See, with ReZero figures, it's just always Rem, Rom, or Amelia.
Or
And
Beatrice.
occasionally Beatrice, but like I'm like, those are the 4 main girls. You got to give me the rest.
I
'cause
know.
even-
We mentioned this before. There's not enough male anime figures. One. And I feel like there's just not enough figures for the characters and for like recreating great scenes in the anime. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I was just now looking the other day, and they actually have some more. They have some new Black Butler figures of
Yes.
Sebastian and CL for the
I
public
need-
school arc finally. So I'm like, yes. I'm like, they're just catching up. I'm like, you should get these out at the same time,
I'm
or at
going
least
to
close to it.
have an issue where I need all the Sebastian figures, just like my Mau Maus.
Find a way to put the Sebastian and the Mau Maus together.
I am Mitchell.
Mhm.
People will
You already-
have no doubts who my favorite all-time characters are.
Well, yeah. But continuing the Weebly update because we got sidetracked just talking about shit. So obviously, lots of ReZero, and then I haven't gotten a chance to continue reading Spider yet. I have been trying to play some vaguely anime themed games, or just I sorted through my Steam games and made a category for anime just so that I would have stuff to talk about for this week's
Ooh.
theme.
Okay,
Amazing.
perfect. We'll get onto that in a moment, but I know you mentioned Spider. Should we talk about how we just wrapped up Spider?
Yeah, that's a Weebly update for all of us.
Yeah. We can talk about that right now because we can bleed into our section.
Hmm.
So,
Hey, go however we like it to.
so we obviously have been watching. If you guys haven't been keeping up, but we've been watching. So what? I'm a spider.
I'm a spider. So
I'm a spider. So what?
So,
Sorry,
I'm a spider.
mixing them all up. But yeah, we finished it up the other day, all together. And what do we all think? Oh, I mean, I know Miki loves this. This is her favorite anime of all time. So
Yeah.
So what? I'm gonna throw it over to Witchley. What did you think of it?
Oh, I freaking enjoyed it so much. And I don't know, should I mention the more spoilery things at the end?
Yeah, I want to talk. Let's drop a spoiler section right here.
Yeah.
And
Be ready, listeners. It's spoiler time.
Yes. I am not usually a fan of like modern technology in my fantasy stories, but
you were gonna go here. Oh no.
but I really
Straight there.
I was so into like the Terminator shit and the tanks, and I was like, yeah, this is epic.
It was so cool. It was such a shock. It was like, what?
So was. And I'm all like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting this, but now I'm here for it. I need more. And for some reason, for me, it works.
And it's such a turn from the typical, like, humans developing the technology that destroys the world shit. This time it's the fucking elves!
The fucking elves!
Now, obviously, you're talking about how they made Gundam, like, mechs of some sort at the very end of the show.
I mean, they were more like tank mechs, because it wasn't people piloting them, and they weren't humanoid and, like, 100 feet tall.
There was still some sort of, like, magic controlling it, too, so... Like, it wasn't like them just pushing a button. They actually had some mystical shit going on. And it works so well.
So for me, since we're on this topic, so for me, I obviously have different opinions on that. Sitting with the finale since then, it still not has changed my opinion on loving it. I feel like I was whiplashed at the end a little bit, and I talked about it a little bit with you guys, after we finished it all up. But I'm like, if they established the mechs as a thing in the whole series, I think I would have been more down for it. But like the fact that they threw it last minute just did not track with me well, and I don't like it. I didn't like it. I'm just gonna say that up front. I did not like it. I thought it was just it feels like meshing two things that didn't need to go together right now. Unless they set it up that way.
I love the twist personally.
I mean, it is a twist. It is definitely a twist. I was not expecting it. I just don't like it.
So. I think that my husband might be in the same boat as you, Crazed. I remember him being kind of like, "What?" Yeah, no, I get it. I don't know. I personally, I love things that are juxtaposition. Like, I almost feel like that's my style, is I love having opposites together. Like, I personally love, like, this really elegant, dark, gothic, evil, spooky aesthetic. But I also really like super, like, weeby, pastel, kawaii, cutie bows and Sanrio kind of shit or whatever. And I love when there's something that is both of those things together, or has elements of both of those things. So I love opposites together. So I love having super high-tech weirdness with fantasy. I love sci-fi fantasy. That's one of my favorite things.
And I love sci-fi. Obviously, one of my favorite animes of all time is Gurren Lagann, and that's a Gundam anime, and it's just that this one is like, if they established it as such, I would have been more down for it. But like the fact that they kind of just threw it in last minute as like a whole twist thing, I'm like, it just doesn't sit well with me. I'm like, we're in a fantasy world at this point. They've already established that it's some kind of video game-esque kind of isekai world. I was already like in that mindset. But that's just my opinion. I know you guys loved it from what you guys said. And
I get it. And I think that Witchley and I brought it up with you before also, that it's like, it is really surprising, but it's not like anti this world, because this world has that whole technology video game administrators thing behind all of it. So having technology involved isn't like completely out of mind, because it almost seems like the whole world is actually built on that.
Yeah, I can totally see that end. It's just it just feels.
It's fine to not like what you don't like, though. I'm not giving you shit.
It just did not sit well with me, and after some time, I still doesn't. So
it's sort of like with me with Darling in the Franxx.
Oh yeah, I mean, I hate the Darling in the Franxx ending too. It makes no fucking sense.
If she didn't turn into a spaceship, I think it'd be fine.
What the fuck?
I know.
Oh, I mean, do you want to know about what Darling in the Franxx is about?
You can tell me, because so personally, I wanted to watch Darling in the Franxx because I saw like all kinds of like art and things about the main character girl that everybody seemed to like, and I was like, all right, well, I mean, I like the domineering woman thing or whatever. But then I started watching it, and immediately the girls and the guys piloting the mechs together with the girls in this weirdly super sexual submissive position, I was like, ugh, I don't like that at all. So I just stopped watching.
Yeah,
I'm like, I really don't like that.
Yeah, no,
You.
that's most of the show, so it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's
not
most
for
of
you
the
then.
show, but like the ending of the show kind of just goes left field as
It goes
well.
AWOL as hell.
So like it goes far left field than you expect. So like the whole premise of the thing is that they have been, they get, in order to pilot the mechs, you need a Y and X chromosome. Humans, obviously that's why you have women like that in that kind of position.
Did they make a bullshit reason why they're in a sexual position where
Nope.
the woman is in a very
That's
clear,
absolutely
like,
not.
submissive
That's-
position? Yeah, okay, well then there was
that
no
is
reason for that.
fan services.
So if you guys
something.
haven't seen Darling in the Franxx, literally
Ugh.
inside the mech, the women are like basically in doggy style
Downward
poses.
dog,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
And the men are kind of just on top piloting on, because like they need two pilots to work a mech. That's literally the gist of the entire premise of like how
Yeah,
the
see,
Gundams
okay,
work.
if the men had also been in like a compromising position, it would have been fine.
Oh yeah, you
But the
guys
fact
will
that
love
the
that.
men were sitting normally. The men were just sitting piloting normally, and the woman was put like basically at his fucking feet in this dog position, and I'm like, ew. Ew, 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 ew.
Yeah,
No.
that was quite startling for me to see when we were first watching it too. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? There's got to be other stuff to the show. So,
And there are some other interesting
It was
aspects, but
really
like the ending
interesting.
is what threw me off. Is like
Yeah.
it's aliens at the end, and I'm like,
that wasn't even the big thing that threw it off for me.
well, aliens.
Why would
want-
aliens throw it off? So what?
I don't.
Of course,
They sort of go
aliens.
hand in hand with mechs.
Yeah,
True,
of
but,
course it's aliens. What?
Well,
Why
there's-
are you startled by that? Like,
No, because they said it's the weirdest thing is that they set it up as like they're on Earth. It's like a dystopian Earth. They've been fighting these like creatures that were coming out from the ground, like in the Earth's crust. So that was what they were fighting the entire time, and then realizing that the people that were directing them the entire time were aliens that were like controlling the like humanity, so they could destroy the human race. I don't know.
It being dystopian, I was lenient on that. I was like, okay, it works.
But then like
yeah,
the
so
finale, like the Z2.
So I'm an alien. So what?
So the ending of like of Darling in the Franxx, they literally go to space. Like the main girl Z2, who you've seen as like the main girl in the show, just becomes this giant ass, like not even a mech, just like this spaceship human.
Does she have like a weird transformation thing?
Nope.
No, it doesn't even explain why she turned into that, if I recall.
Let's see if I can find it. Darling
What?
in the Franxx.
She's just
Okay, honestly, I was expecting with that anime for there to be some weirdly kind of sexual, disturbing transformation scene of her turning into this spaceship. How did we even get to this conversation?
We talked about how Spider just threw me off.
I
And then
was just like trying to say that I really enjoyed the twist at the end of Spider, as opposed to the twist at the end of Darling in the Franxx, because that one that just like ruined the whole thing for me. Despite the compromising poses, but like. Because I was willing to look over that apparently for the story that they were telling, but not the giant spaceship lady. It's a little fucked up, but
no, and I agree. I don't necessarily appreciate what they did at the end there. So, it feels the same way with what they did with Spider to me, at least to me. So.
Weird.
Can you believe that was Trigger? Studio Trigger did that. Darling in the Franxx, who did Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann.
No, I can believe it because it's
Delicious in Dungeon now.
Idea.
It's crazy. It's very crazy.
She's much more human and vaguely cool looking than I was expecting. I was expecting literally some like stretched out weird spaceship looking motherfucker.
No, she's just a giant version of herself, dressed up in some
weird.
like some like wedding garb, like mech suit, like she's getting married off to the aliens.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah.
But that's Darling in the Franxx in a nutshell.
Yeah. So anyway, rest of your guys' weekly update, since we basically finished talking about Spider.
Yeah, but our main thing is kind of like together. So we have opened up the floodgates. That is Korean drama. We were just curious after what has essentially been like what K-pop Demon Hunters has done for us. Is just like open. I think I would blame K-pop Demon Hunters for this because this opened up like a huge hole for me and Taylor to like just dive into with just Korean drama. And we started watching. You want to talk about the first one?
Bon Appetit, Your Majesty.
Yeah. So we started watching Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, which is like
it's currently airing.
Yeah, it's currently
Netflix.
weekly,
Yeah.
and it's like 2 episodes a week, which is really nice. And I will say the one thing I didn't realize is that K-dramas, they're long.
They're like movies.
They're like an hour-ish long an episode. So like if they run for like 12 to 16 episodes, that's like we're getting like 16 hours of content more or less.
16 movies.
It's quite crazy, but there's just something so fascinating with them and also just ridiculous at the same time.
A bit ridiculous and a bit cringe, but the laughter those moments give you is so good.
So with Bon Appetit, Your Majesty is kind of like a
we were like starting to compare it to like maybe Outlander. We never seen Outlander, by the way, but Outlander a wee bit, where she time travels back to the past somehow.
She goes like 500 years back into like Korean old times.
Yeah, but
Why?
she has like an incident in a plane bathroom.
I hate when this happens.
Right.
But she's also a chef, by the way.
She's a 3 Michelin star chef.
So she's like a Gordon Ramsay chef, you know?
High quality.
Yeah, she makes good food. And so she gets basically sent back in time during an era where this king, who's this handsome king.
Joseon era? I don't know.
You can look it up real quick, but like it's like this handsome king who rules the land, and he's kind of a tyrant and also a womanizer, and just takes in all the women and stuff. That's young, under 30, I think, right?
Gets to him a bit, and I love it. He's all like, "Wait, womanizer? What?"
What? Yeah, like she's saying words and terms that he doesn't understand.
He's known as a tyrannical like king in history.
And he doesn't see it that way.
Oh yeah, he sees himself very differently, but then she's spouting all these things at him, and he's like, "What? I don't do that, do I?" So I'm loving
That's funny.
seeing him think about himself.
But he also loves food too, so when he eats food,
he's a connoisseur.
Yeah.
He hates boring foods.
Yeah.
So
Foodie man.
right, yeah, so the first thing she makes for him is oh my gosh, some sort of like, I want to say it's a Buddha bowl, but I'm not. It's not a Buddha bowl. It's similar.
like a skillet with rice and...
It's not a skillet though, but it has rice. It has all these delicious ingredients piled on top, and you mix them all together. But she also puts she has a bottle of gochujang or whatever in her pocket, the yummy seasoning.
She always keeps that on her.
Sauce stuff. She like pours it all into this huge thing of rice and vegetables and delicious goodies. And
spicy.
mixes it all up, and she makes him take a bite because he's tied up at the moment, obviously, because she thinks he's a deranged cosplayer who's going to bar.
That's amazing.
Right?
She thinks there's like LARPing going on.
How did she get access to him?
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Well, she gets hunted down by him, and then on a cliffside. Then they fall because an arrow shoots him in the chest, and so they like fall into the river. And then they kind of have a spat, and then she knocks him out and then ties him up.
She's too good of a person. She wouldn't just leave him there injured, so she sort of dressed his wound and then tied him up. And she's like, I can't leave you on your own. You are my patient now. But anyway, she gives him this bite of her delicious meal that I was telling you about earlier. And at first he thinks she is trying to poison him because it's spicy. He's never had anything so spicy before. He's like, what is this? But then he is like, okay, I need more of this. I need to taste more of this.
He left beguiled.
Yeah.
Having seen some Korean dramas myself, I could just imagine the facial expressions that he's making right now.
Oh my god.
There's a moment when he eats something and he says, climax!
Yeah, he shouts it.
And I'm like, oh my god, this is happening.
Amazing.
Loves the food.
It was at that moment I realized I think we would probably enjoy Food Wars
Yes,
as an anime. So
absolutely would.
Yeah.
Well, that's Bonjour. Sorry, not Bonjour. Bonjour. That's Bon Appetit, Your Majesty.
Buongiorno.
But we're also watching one other K-drama because we couldn't just get enough of just one. We were like, let's watch one more and see if we like it. And it's called
My Demon.
Oh man, this one I think I'm loving more.
I'm loving it more not only because the main male in this series is hot, but
Hi.
like it's such an interesting story too.
Yeah, so essentially it's about a demon who's been around for about 200 years, and he's been making deals with people all over the Korea, probably not the whole world, but just Korea. And he gives them like fame and fortune, or they'll never go hungry.
Their wish,
but he has to sign a contract, and then like he's like, okay, in 10 years I'll take your soul.
No.
And so he has all these contracts with all these people where he's struck deals with them, and they get anything they want. That that's part of the contract. But at the end of like the term, he takes their soul, and so that's kind of the gist of it. And he runs into. And it's like 200 years later.
Like Doo-Doo-Hee.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Is that what her name is?
Like
and she's like a CEO for this like health company and stuff. And
that she built up from the ground herself in college.
Yeah, and then she's also an orphan that got taken into the business family.
She got adopted by a very wealthy woman. Who is a very business savvy. So.
And so everyone else in the family is kind of like, they're like, oh my god, she has it all, and we don't get anything because of the way she gets treated.
They're trying to tear her down because she's successful at what she does.
Mm-hmm. So they're trying to so this is kind of like some family drama where they're like, oh, we need to kill her.
Like
we need
a
to get her out
soap opera sort of thing.
Yeah, we need to get her out of the picture. And so like they send like some kind of killer to go after her, and of course the demon shows up. Actually, no, let me step it back a bit. They met early in a blind date by accident.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it was really hot. He bought like the whole restaurant just so he had no one else to interact with.
He was dying to have this cake,
mm-hmm.
which is why he reserved the whole restaurant for an afternoon.
Just for a cake.
Just for a cake. He's like, I waited a month for this. Which is so cute, thinking of a demon wanting cake.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
And they go on a blind date because
she accidentally goes to the wrong address.
She goes to the wrong blind date.
Yeah.
I
mean, he wasn't expecting a date at all.
Yeah.
But he's getting one.
He got one, and he didn't much care for it.
And so I'm gonna But she's a little enamored a little bit. Like it's charmed by him.
Oh yeah, she got extremely charmed by him.
But then realizes he's an asshole.
Yeah, so she storms out of there.
But then they meet later after she gets attacked by like a killer because her family.
He's on the lookout for a new contract, and she's in this life and death situation. So there he comes, walking out of the fog like a total hottie and a savior.
It's awesome.
It's just really good. Things get crazy from there.
And then for some reason, well, I'm gonna say the ending of the pilot at least. It kind of just sells it. But like he tries saving her, but something happens where. It looks like she saves him for some reason, and his powers transfer over to her. And so she has the powers, and he no longer has powers, and he kind of is mortal now going forward.
He still has all these contracts that he needs to fulfill.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, he's going to die.
Oh, yeah. So that's like in the next episode where he finds out that he'll combust if he doesn't make more contracts and also fulfill those contracts.
So now he really needs to...
But she has to do it for him, kind of?
He can do it as long as he's holding her hand.
Yeah, it's kind of like a direct, like he can like siphon the power. Yeah.
I love this shit. My God, I want to watch this.
Okay.
It's over on Netflix.
Check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, these are both on Netflix, so we're kind of
Netflix has all the K-dramas if you got
I did not realize how much they had, by the way.
There's so many.
We opened up the floodgates.
Netflix is real up on K-dramas, and I don't know why either.
I understand the appeal now, though.
I think they know that it sells well, or something.
Oh, yeah, I'm eating it up.
I mean, I think recently that even Netflix has talked about how like half of their user base loves anime.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds about right.
The last report I saw, it was like 48% of their regular subscribers watch anime
on their channel.
Like Asian content.
That's crazy.
And they realize that's where they need to invest because all these other people who subscribe always cancel after a month because they're just there to watch a couple movies or
Or
whatever
binge
show
the
they
new
drop.
show. Yeah. So
They're like, these anime fans are hardcore.
we are hardcore. But yeah, that is our depth into K-drama right now. We'll probably have more to say later, but we're just sticking with the two right now because I'm like, there's so much other ones that we saw and like, ooh, this looks interesting. But I'm like, we shouldn't throw so much at us at once because we're also watching anime. But should we get onto the topic at hand, which is
because we spent too long on our weekly update now.
They made up for our greetings,
Okay.
which was like less than 2 seconds.
True.
But our weekly theme today, or I guess this week's theme, is anime and gaming. This is one that Migi floated to us, and I kind of divided it into 3 sections. And I want to list them off real quick because we're going to talk about all things gaming with anime, whatever that entails in these 3 sections, like gaming with anime aesthetics, anime based on video games, or an anime about video games. I think that's a good
or with the anime style. Oh yeah.
Well, anime aesthetics.
Never mind. Sorry.
So I thought we go into sections because obviously we love playing video games also. You know, apart from
gamers, weebs, and gamers.
Yep, they go hand in hand. So we should let's go into sections here because so with games with anime aesthetics. Now I kind of gave a few examples, and you guys can expand upon this or give some better examples. But this is like essentially games that have anime tendencies, or I guess inspirations would be probably the better term. Like they're with visual style characteristics of Japanese animation, you know, featuring large expressive eyes, unique hair color and styles, exaggerated facial expressions. Huge examples that I gave out as a note, just so you guys are on the same topic with me, is Genshin Impact is a big one. You can think of the Persona series in general, and maybe like Ni no Kuni, because that is very inspired by like Studio Ghibli.
As I said, I was going through my like Steam library of games and sorting all of the ones that were anime, either for any reason, even just I think it has kind of an anime twinge or aesthetic, you know, to it. Like just the art was clearly inspired by anime, like Fields of Mystria, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The art is definitely like of the characters specifically is definitely inspired by anime. You know, they've got like the general face shape and the larger eyes and the colorful hair and all of that. And I love the anime aesthetic. I would have to say that's probably one of the main reasons I love anime so much is I just love the artistic aesthetic of it, you know?
Me too. Right there with you.
They've been getting better and better, especially with like when it comes to like 3D animation with video games, with how anime looks in that kind of format. Like Persona, like I said, Persona's a big one. I think they've just improved it tenfold. I know I say Genshin Impact. I've never played again Genshin Impact or any of the Hoyoverse stuff, but like they look really appealing.
They're so pretty.
They are very pretty.
I did play a little bit of the original Genshin Impact, and it's a very large, sprawling world, and the characters are very beautiful and have like great physics on everything. You know, like all of the different like flowy things on their outfits and stuff, and it's crazy how pretty it is. You know.
Yeah.
So I love when games, regardless of what they're about, have an anime aesthetic.
All right, well,
so pretty.
Did you have any other ones you want to float out?
Let me look through here because I got to try and not name ones that are either from a show or had a show made after them.
I mean, there's plenty of that.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. There is plenty of that. Well, there's like idle games. There's things like a Cadria item shop it's just a little item shop game, and it's all anime themed and very pretty. There's lots of MMOs like Aura Kingdom or Maple Story, you know, those kind of things. They have anime aesthetics. Obviously there's Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, that was actually,
everybody knows that one.
That was going to be one of mine. Perfect. I love Doki Doki. Very very anime inspired.
You could say any visual novel pretty much has that look to it.
Is there any you wanted to float out to, actually? I mean, like you got like a shit ton of visual novels.
Oh, you talking to me? Because
Yeah, I'm
you
talking to
said
me.
flowed out too witchily. I thought maybe you were
Oh,
talking
is
to
there
me.
anything you wanted to like say as an example,
Ah, okay.
other than just Doki Doki, of course?
Okay, what is... yeah, aside from Doki Doki.
I mean, you got your Red Bill's Limit. You're still
I
playing.
was
but
going to maybe say that one, or like one of my all-time personal favorites is PF4A, but this Code Realize, that also has an anime adaptation, but based off of the visual novel, so that is another good example too.
that's a cool reverse too, because like
Yeah.
I've never seen.
So they can... Oh, Steins Gate is another one.
The Steins Gate it was
That
originally a
started
visual
as
novel.
a visual novel, and it got turned into an anime.
Really?
That's a cool
Yeah.
example. That's the best example. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was also true of Danganronpa. Was that an anime first or the game?
No, it was a game first. That's the same thing with Persona, and I mean we'll get into that too. Persona also did anime style shows as well with Danganronpa. So I mean
that's so cool.
that's
It
kind of like
is.
bleeding into our anime based on video games.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I should keep those separated.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're good. It's okay. I mean we
But
can talk
yeah,
about
like,
any of them
just
really.
try-
We can talk about any of them, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I have like so many visual novels that I haven't gotten to yet, but I am slowly working my way through. And
I keep buying you so many stuff.
and
it's a
you're
bad
getting me a horror one soon, which I'm really excited for.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, you mean like that one game you guys played, the fucking Paranormal Site?
yeah, sort of like that.
That's also very
That
anime
is-
inspired. Yeah.
right? You see
It
the
is.
style in it.
Isn't it also in Japan?
Yeah. It is in Japan. Yeah.
It absolutely
It is. That would be an example here. Yeah, this is exactly, or like the biggest one, and I know we're not mentioning it, but Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy
Oh,
is
yeah,
that's
clearly
totally-
coded in anime. Same with Dragon Quest.
that. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Those are big examples.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are like whole worlds that are like really well known, but there's also like smaller games or games just completely out there that have an anime aesthetic just for the reason of they like the aesthetic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like there's one game, it's like I feel like cheap saying Dark Souls, but you know what I mean when I say that, where it's like it's a really difficult kind of third person fighting kind of game, you know,
Oh.
adventuriness.
Yeah.
It's called Little Witch No Beta,
Oh,
and
I've
you're
heard of
playing
that
as a very kawaii like witch girl and
one.
using magic and shit, but it's like a difficult game of going through things and fighting things, and it's great. That's a really good game.
Is it-
And then on a completely opposite spectrum, there's a anime aesthetic game where it's kind of a visual novel, but it's more about trying to up their stats in a very specific way. So it's more of a numbers kind of thing where you're just trying to choose the correct thing so that they have enough of a stat to be able to deal with a certain circumstance that may or may not happen. It's really difficult, and it's called Long Live the Queen.
Ooh.
And it's, again, you're playing as a very cute little like girl who is trying to grow up to be a good queen, and you're like having her do all of these different lessons and go do different activities so that certain stats and abilities of hers will get stronger, because horrible shit happens and she has to be able to handle it. And you kind of got to choose what you're focusing on and hope that that means you survive, because most of the time you end up dying.
that sounds amazing.
Also, okay, so I have two more games I want to mention.
Of
just,
course,
just
yes.
real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of them is more of a Junji Ito kind of thing. Again, very anime, but not like just standard anime, specifically horror anime. And that's the game World of Horror,
Mhm.
which is kind of a mixture of visual novel and turn-based fighting.
Isn't like
Oh.
it's like a roguelite basically.
And it's a
right?
roguelike.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a roguelike. So basically, you choose a character and you choose an evil eldritch elder god, and then random stories play out, and you have to solve the mysteries to be able to get into this lighthouse, which you then have to climb up, trying to remember everything that's happened to you in that playthrough for the random quiz, basically, that happens as you're going through the
Yeah.
lighthouse,
Wow.
to get to the end, to then defeat whatever it is that is the Eldritch monster and save the world.
That does sound awesome, but I might be too stupid for that game.
Well, that's why we play with several
You can
people.
just write down what's
and write it
happening.
down.
You're
Yeah.
right. I love paper. Where's all my paper? I should write shit down.
Yeah. I made you write
Yeah,
shit
and
down
it's
for LA
just-
Noir.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just so spooky and intriguing, you know? It's a very fun game. It's a very fun game. I would happily play that with you guys too. I can play it. You guys can be there with me as my parallel minds.
That would be so fun. I've always really loved horror, and I would love to like check out more of those kind of games.
Especially the Junji Ito inspired ones. I like that. Speaking of Junji Ito, there was one we played a while back that we got like a code for from a dev, and it was called My Corona.
Oh yeah.
And that one was very very inspired by Junji Ito, like I wouldn't say blatantly, but like very
you could
tell.
see
It was all
like
black and
sort of
white.
like a love letter to his work.
Yeah, and it was really good because it was opening up like 3 different stories. I think we only did one story because there was like 3 different options, and we only chose one story to open up.
And you're not usually supposed to show a whole visual novel on a video.
Yeah, that was like the thing when I get visual novel codes, they tell me I have like an embargo thing. I have to sign an NDA and embargo paperwork where they're like, you can only show up to a certain amount.
If you think about it,
That's
it's
crazy.
still a book. It's just in visual form.
Yeah.
And would you want people just showing the whole book online?
Yeah, because then there's no reason for them to play it at all.
Yeah. I feel like it's an excellent bridge between like novels and video games, but that is a huge issue. Is that like
That makes
who's
sense.
going to want to look into it now after it's been all over you?
I remember that when we played 9RIP when they gave me a code.
Yeah.
They specifically said I could only go up to like I think chapter 3 or something was like their criteria.
Which is pretty
it's pretty long, yeah, if you go
weird.
that long. But there's a lot of people expect you're streaming it, and visual novels can be kind of long if you're just reading. Obviously,
Oh yeah, I
so.
spend quite often a
Oh, yeah.
minimum of 80 hours on. a
What's your
visual
biggest time on a visual novel? Isn't it like 120 on
Yeah.
PF4A?
novel? TO4A. I spent
Wow.
well over 100 hours on that one.
Well, you got everything.
I got
did
everything.
everything.
I got all the bad endings. I got all the good endings. I got all the okay endings. So yeah.
Got all the secret endings.
Well, what's your last one, Migi?
The last one is actually one I just think it's very unique, and also I'm kind of recommending it to you, Crazed.
Ooh, okay.
It's called Valkyria Chronicles.
Now
And
I've heard of this. Yes.
Yes, so it's got this very so it's obviously it's anime art style, but it's also kind of like this World War like watercolor kind of art. And it's got an in-depth story, and it's very pretty, and it's a strategy game. 100% war strategy game. You're positioning your troops, and then you're playing in third person of the anime character going through and fighting in these various battles that you have to strategize for. And you like level up the characters and get them better gear, and it's very in-depth and strategy like. If you like the puzzle focus and plan strategy shit, then that's definitely the game for you.
Well, I'm not really a huge RTS guy either, but I mean, I did play StarCraft growing up and a little bit of Warcraft.
It's like not quite an RTS because there's not like you don't have to like go micromanage everything as it's going. You kind of just set it up before.
Kind of like a tactical turn-based, right? Is that we're
It's not even turn-based. You just so there's like a battlefield and like an idea of where the enemies might be, and you kind of just decide this troop's gonna go here, this troop's gonna go here, whatever, and I'm gonna be here. And you choose like the character you're playing and then play as them third person like you would with any normal shooty fightery game.
I'd be willing to try it. I mean, I know there's like several in the series now, right? Like multiple games for that series now.
Yeah, probably.
It's just it's always daunting.
It's just very unique and very pretty art.
Well, definitely.
It's 3D like anime characters, but they look good, and then there's like this whole like painterly watercolor art over everything.
Yeah, I was looking at photos with Witchley as you were talking, so I was seeing the watercolor base that you were kind of hinting at with the art style. It looks really good. I like it. It's got me intrigued. Well,
Yeah.
that's basically our games with anime aesthetics. I know we kind of bled a little bit into like anime about video games and whatnot, but like I want to go into like anime based on video games. Now, I gave some pretty good examples. Pokemon is a big one.
That's like everybody's first experience, at least of our age, at least.
Yeah. Castlevania is a
Our
huge one.
generations.
Yeah.
Castlevania is a good one. Cyberpunk's a big one. And
Yeah.
those are both on Netflix, but those are just good examples of like these shows getting adapted into the anime format, and I love seeing it. It's great. It also like gives you that itch to play the games again, which definitely did that for me when I watched Cyberpunk for the first time.
I just think that's one of the most interesting things to have a video game and then somebody turns it into an anime. Like, that's crazy. I think Cyberpunk was specifically crazy to me because the game is not anime, you know?
But
Pokemon
totally
has anime aesthetic. And and Danganronpa is an anime aesthetic, you know?
I like Steins
Gate
as well. And
yeah.
Again, Steins Gate's a good example. They've done Devil May Cry. They've done Final Fantasy in some way or form. Dragon Quest, Street Fighter, Persona. Like I said, Danganronpa. I mean, there's so many different ones.
It's so cool, but Cyberpunk wasn't originally anime themed. Castlevania wasn't originally anime themed, and they still got made into anime. And that's
they're
just so
beautiful.
Cool.
Cyberpunk has like even though it's not like anime themed at all, it has that potential, which is why I think they went after it. Because
I think the only studio that could have done it was Trigger, which
I
did
agree.
do Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
You know, they tackled that anime and perfectly.
If you think about it, even like looking at like other like at studios works, like you can see steampunk has a place in anime, and cyberpunk, I don't know about steampunk, but cyberpunk it sort of is a bit
it's like more neon.
It is definitely more neon, but if they can pull off like that, like sort of modern, not even Victorian-esque steampunk kind of shit in anime, they could totally do a total cyberpunk thing, and it works so well with Edge Runners.
It did such a great job.
Yeah, it was like there's no other way you could do a series like that in an animated form, because American animation, I don't think it would have had the same kind of punch.
Well, funny enough, the American side thing did do Castlevania. They're the ones like that wasn't a Japanese studio.
But they used their style.
They used the style.
You can't do like, think of like The Simpsons. Would it hit the same if it looked like that? Would it hit?
I'm just thinking of Castlevania Simpsons.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see what that would look like.
It would not pack the same punch, or if it looked like King of the Hill or SpongeBob. You know what I mean? Americans have that particular style.
They like to make things kind of ugly, don't they?
Yeah, but that's what makes it a cartoon in our eyes, and I think that's why older generations see anime as just another cartoon rather than the serious form of entertainment. Like
and anime is also it's just an art form, you know. It can be any genre.
It is
any genre can be anime.
Yeah, exactly. Anime is just short for animation. So.
Yeah, well, that's why it always bothers me if someone says they don't like anime. It's like, okay.
But do you watch?
You realize that that's not even a genre, right?
Yeah.
It's just a method.
Indeed.
It'd be like, I don't like it when people use these particular cameras for their stuff. It's like, huh?
I hate it when there's a fisheye.
Well, I think we've talked about this before in the past, but like, you know, like when we watched Fooly Cooly, this is the anime I think people think of when they think of what an anime is, and that can either be like a turn off, or that could be a good thing where it's like, oh, this is what anime is, this is awesome, or this is what anime is, this is disgusting. Why is there a bunch of women with their panties shown off all the time, or you know, something lewd or gross, you know? It's like, it just depends on what you watch first, and you just associate it as such after that. But
my first experiences with anime was Sailor Moon and Pokemon, so I always saw it as this like beautiful thing that was so creative.
Especially Sailor Moon, like it's just gotten better over time, and especially with the
I thought it
remakes
was
and the movies.
gorgeous back in the 90s. Just think about it now.
And then like Pokemon has done such a good job with like just kind of changing up and doing spin-offs and stuff. Like there is like, instead of just being strictly just anime, they've done like stop motion, claymation. That's really cool concept to do. I mean, they even done 3D, which is don't look good, trust me. They've like remade the first movie all in 3D.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you do that?
Hey,
I was like, did you really need to do that?
It was perfect.
no.
They did not need to do that, but they did it anyway.
How dare.
But like, there's just like other things. Like I said, the stop motion is really cool and it looks really unique. I know Netflix is like really doubling down on like keeping Pokemon on their services the most, just because they know how popular that show is. I mean, Pokemon is one of the most well-known franchises and makes the most amount of money. I think it's in the top 3, if I'm not mistaken. If you look it
That
up
took
online,
the world by storm, so no wonder.
it makes so much money yet they make crappy games. Anyway,
Yep.
is there any more to the like, anime to anime video games? I mean, like, I know we kind of hammered a
I
lot
think
with
we kind of listed them,
Yeah.
there's plenty of more that we didn't
gave
mention,
it its
but
time and its
We
spotlight.
listed the real big ones.
let's move on to the last bit of this, which is anime about video games. Which this one,
Shangri-La Frontier.
Shangri-La Frontier, MMO Junkie is a good one. I know
Sorta
Migi
Online.
loves that one. Sorta Online, Dot Hack, Log Horizon is a good one. So I just wanted to go into like
Even So I'm a Spider, So What is still
exactly.
or That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Both of them have a video game base to them
I do.
because video games are just a really big part of like a Japanese culture. Even
Mhm.
It is.
that's probably partly why some games get turned into anime because they're so intertwined together.
Yeah.
Like,
Games are so important in Japan. They will take they will shut the country down if a huge game comes
like Monster Hunter.
Monster
Hunter people took days off.
Yeah, nobody worked. Like the first at least 2 to 3 days Monster Hunters was out. Everybody was at home playing that in Japan.
They know how much of a big deal it is.
Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
And they knew people would skip work just to play or risk getting fired just to play that game.
So they were just like, just take the day off.
in the anime, what's it called? It's one of them I really like. It's the Maid Cafe one. Oh shit, hold on.
That's very specific.
I know, I do.
Well, while you're thinking that, like, I wanted to throw out like visual novels. Oh, sorry, not visual novels. Villainous anime, which we did a whole episode on. Most of those are just the premise of that is they're in video game otome
it's
games.
Usually a visual novel that they are obsessed with or had played in life before they died and got isekai'd into that world. And thanks to their knowledge, they're able to navigate how to survive as the villainess.
And not get red flags.
Yes. Not hit the doom flags.
Yeah. I mean, another one I would kind of say is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! is a
True.
sort of a card game, but like you're playing a game. So I would say it's. I mean that's a stretch. I don't know if anyone wants to fight me on that.
I think it works because haven't they made since Yu-Gi-Oh! Has come out, haven't they made video games about it?
Yeah, they've made video games. I'm just saying, like the premise
absolutely.
of this section is anime that has video game like qualities, like SAO, and I think of Yu-Gi-Oh! As like one of the first
games now. Wouldn't that still make it count? Because there's a lot.
It would be vice versa too. Yeah, I mean,
card
like
video games, and so if you're just playing cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's still like game mechanics in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Game of Life is a big example. That's a great anime with
that's a really good one
where they get isekai'd into a world that is based on games.
I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, this is a gorgeously colored.
I love how much.
I know.
I hate that we didn't get any more of that.
It's probably fine because they seem to not have the most healthy relationship being siblings.
Yeah, that was the most like
fair enough.
cringe thing that I try not to think about, but
I didn't
it's
really
there.
care back at the time, but now looking back at it, since I haven't seen it in like a good 10 years or more, I'm like, Yeah, that was a little.
Was it? I'm thinking like Trapped in a Dating Sim. That was one that we play or we watched as well. That's like kind of in the same vein as a villain.
That was in our villainous episode.
I mean that's a lot of them though. Isekai / Trapped in the Video Game World anime. I mean like those are a lot of those.
One in particular that I didn't think I would enjoy very much, but then I probably enjoyed the best out of all of the video game animes is Shangri-La Frontier. I was like, I don't want to watch somebody just playing a game with no stakes. And then it turned out to be so fucking good. I'm like, no, I want to see what's gonna happen.
Another one I know you liked was a rom-com, kind of, that was Yamada-kun at level 999.
Oh yeah, a cute little love story, but like they like play these little games. And
yeah, it kind of reminds me of MMO Junkie a bit, like Yamada-kun level 99, which is like they play a video game together and they, they're guildmates and stuff, but then they also deal with some stuff outside of the video game, which I think is a cool blend.
Because he's like fully into video games. He's
like a video game pro.
Yeah. He makes money off of like shooters and all that.
And she's a college student, and he's actually in high school, so it's actually a little flipped.
And she plays like this cute little like fantasy, like almost like mobile game kind of thing. And he's actually in her guild with her. And
the only reason she played it was to play with her ex, and her ex dumped her.
Yeah.
And then she just got into the game and played it so much that she was like...
And then she somehow, like, not knowing who her guildmate is and, like, meeting him at this special event for that game that she played, she's, like, tries to get him to agree to be her new pretend boyfriend because she saw her ex there and she wanted to make him jealous. And it just sort of...
goes from there.
It spirals from there. It's so freaking cute. And I love how, like, he's well known for like these shooter video games, and he just plays that particular game for fun, and it's like nice seeing the different aspects of the enjoyment of games.
Yeah.
That one's really good.
I like when anime will kind of like reference video games sometimes by giving them, like the fake names or whatever.
Yeah.
like when you watch a movie and there's Google, but they name it something else.
Groggle.
Yeah. So like what I was trying to think of earlier was the anime Blend S. There's this
maids,
one. Yeah, there's this one maid girl who clearly is super obsessed with Monster Hunter, like this series.
Well, they can't say it.
I don't even remember if they do. They might. But it's clearly Monster Hunter, and she's just like obsessed with it and has her like little DS with Monster Hunter on it. And it's so cute. And it's just like hee hee.
I was trying to think of like more because I know obviously Spider is a good one. That has like Migi mentioned, but like Slime has that video game tendency as well, or inspiration. Rising a Shield Hero is a good one too.
Solo leveling.
Yeah, oh my god, solo leveling. That was the one. I should have mentioned that first, though. Didn't I?
There's one anime I've been really wanting to watch for a long time now. I still haven't gotten to it. It's Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Villainess Eliza Lot.
So this is one we mentioned on our Villainess episode.
Very long title.
It's a long title, but like these two people, they're playing this visual novel, and they're like talking about things and about stuff that happens because they play this visual novel so often. But the protagonist, Prince, in the game, he can suddenly hear them, and he mistakes them for gods. And so he uses what they say to try to save the villainess in this visual novel that he's living in. And I think that premise sounds so much fun.
That does sound really cool.
Yeah.
We've got to do watch parties like every night so that we can watch as many things as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We definitely got to check so much stuff out.
Right. There are even some animes where it's like got just a like an undertone of video game stuff, and it's not as like dramatic as like actually having like stats and HP bars and stuff. But like, for example, like Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero and just the Fate series in general also has a very video gamey thing in like, these historical figures that have these classes, and that they're all like going for this one particular like end goal and stuff. Have you guys seen any of the Fate series?
No,
No.
I've never. I've wanted to, but again, there's like so many in the series. It's kind of hard to just know which one to start and whatnot, or just
I
feels
think
daunting
the
at this point.
first one I watched was Fate Zero, and then I've seen others, but Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night are the best ones. And the others are kind of like similar universe, but their own stories, so you don't necessarily have to watch them.
Just like talking about like this stuff that I had to like look up because like just hearing about that for some reason. And I haven't seen this probably since like 2002, 2003. An anime called Dot Hack Sign.
Yeah, Dot Hack. I mentioned
Yeah.
Dot Hack. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
like a whole video game.
I watched that. Oh yeah, here on the Wikipedia page it said it aired in September of 2002. But like I just started thinking of that one.
There are games to that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah, I don't know why it made me think of that because I hardly remember that one at all. But I would love to revisit it sometime. But it definitely gave me some video gaming feels.
It's like just it's because video games have like the heads-up display, the HUD, and all of the information, and the way that video games work is just so excellent and efficient and clear that it's like, man, I wish real life had more elements like this, you know?
That would be so convenient.
It would be very
It would
convenient.
be, and it's it's so rewarding to see the numbers go up and to have like little sound effects of like bling, you did this thing right, it's leveled up, you know, like it would make life better.
That
It would make life better.
I think we'd be at world peace. Probably. The whole world would be a better
you never
place if
know.
we
Well,
had.
I mean, there was a semblance of world peace when Pokemon Go was first up.
That is true. So if we could just replicate that again,
If they could have just continued and gotten better rather than just letting it like fizzle out, you know?
But it is Nintendo.
Yeah, man, they could have had world peace, man. It was in their grasp. People were going outside. They were interacting with each other nicely. We were scaring the old people.
like, why is there so many people outside? Why are they yelling Charizard over there?
What on earth is a Charizard? I don't know.
Those were the times. But yeah, the Pokemon company just did not know what they were doing. Still don't to this day, I don't think. But
yeah, it was good. It was fun.
it was fun times. But is that it, guys? Do we have anything else we want to say about video games and anime video games in general, just as a whole topic?
I love video games. I love anime. I love when video games have anime, and I love when anime has video games.
I agreed. I think some of my favorite stuff is very inspired by, video games, or has those video game qualities, or vice versa, and it's just nice. It's nice when the two can come together beautifully.
It is.
And
I
it
mean,
works.
if I'm playing a video game and it has anime elements, I automatically like it just a little bit more. If I'm watching an anime and there's some video game aspects, I automatically like it just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a good blend of the two.
They work well together.
So
They do.
that was it for Weeby Simpin episode 16, guys. If you guys enjoyed this, let us know down below in the comments what video games we did not mention, or what you consider to be very video gamey with this anime aesthetics. It's anime adaptations with video games, etc. Let us know down there. Email us over at the weebysimpinpodcast@gmail.com, where we can listen to your thoughts, concerns, ideas, complaints. We'll hear them all. And that's a podcast.
So as we always say,
Yeah, nothing.